Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. President Muhammad Buhari to swear in ministers tomorrow. Gbajabi Amila Group in the House of Representatives storms out of APC caucus meeting. Nigerian army begins probe on activities of officers during the last general elections. And Prime Minister David Cameron outlines reform goals, including restrictions on benefits for people coming to the UK. A quick reminder that all our top stories are on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. And do visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. And we urge you to please interact with the Eyewitness feature in the Channels TV app on the Android, iOS and Windows platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the app on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions. Now here are some of the pictures that you sent in to us on that Eyewitness portal. Now first is this one showing an open truck carrying school children returning from school in Eket, Akwa Ibom State. This is particularly dangerous for the children who could fall off. Our Eyewitness reporter wants men of the Federal Road Safety Corps to be more vigilant to prevent this sort of act. The next one shows a filthy environment with dilapidated stalls, which our reporter says is in Ariara International Market, Aba in Abia State. He says the government should help the traders and the residents to give the market a facelift. And finally, we have this one showing traders perched on top of goods in an overloaded truck. Our reporter says this was spotted on the Bini-Ore Road, and he wants the road safety officials to keep an eye on travelers at that road. Well, thanks for sending in all your pictures, and we do expect to receive more of them from you. Now let's take you live now to Abuja, where Linda Akigbe is standing by. Linda?
Hello, Ijoma, and welcome to Abuja. Now, joining me on the news at 10 is Honorable Gaza Agbefi, and he is the Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on Media. Now, thank you for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, we saw members of the APC caucus meeting and some of the workout, of the meeting, and some of the words they used were worrying. Can you tell us what the issues are?
Well, first and foremost, once again, thank you for having me. The truth is that in the House, you have various caucuses, and various issues are discussed at these various caucuses. Whatever the particular interests were, I really do not know, because I'm not a member of that particular caucus, and I did not attend it. However, I believe all these issues must have been resolved, because we had a very peaceful plenary throughout today.
Okay, now some of the, since the inauguration of the committees, things have been unsettled, and there are allegations that this, the crisis is because of what some have termed juicy committees, and they say this is what the problem is. Is this the true picture?
Not at all. Yes, definitely you might have had some misgivings here and there, but I believe we have gone through that stage. We've gone past it. We're now at the point of consolidation. With regards to what we term as juicy committees, I'm quite lost when I hear that term, because the truth is that I know we have two kinds of committees: the special committees, which are the special committees, which is Committee on Information, Media and Publicity, Ethics and Privileges, Public Petitions, Public Accounts, and House Services, as well as Selection. These are the special committees, and these are basically concerned with the House. And the second set are the standing committees, which oversight the whole government. And I mean, processes were put in place, people consulted, especially the leadership across board, and leaders emerged and various committees.
But there's still discontent. Some lawmakers in the House of Representatives are not satisfied with the chairmanship, the committees they were given. We saw some of them come out to reject, these committees.
Very true. I know of like 3 people that rejected, and it's across party lines, both in APC and PDP. But naturally, if you cannot please 100% of the people, you cannot please 100%. We're all human. So I believe whoever has misgivings and does not want to serve, there are much more people that will be ready to serve. But the point we're at now, I believe we're all at peace, because we had a parley with the leadership of the House, under the leadership of Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, with all the deputies and the chairman of the committees, and it was very peaceful. We ended peacefully.
But you know, these allegations, or you know, of some lawmakers saying that the chairmanship was, you know, it was skewed more in favor of the PDP to the detriment of the APC. This has been a common theme in the protests, which, you know, reservations which lawmakers have expressed.
Well, honestly, I would not agree totally at all. Yes, committees were distributed, and various parties got, including the APGA and SDP, who all constitute the House. But I can assure you that the APC, the ruling party, were given majority. Even among the deputy chairmanships, they had 55 seats, while other parties were left with about 39 to 41 seats. So you can see there's actually fairness in what was done. And of course, what was taken most into consideration is the interest of this country, to make sure we all work together as one family. And remember, on the 9th of June, we swore an allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, not to our various parties, not to any group or any personality or person, but to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I expect, as lawmakers, by now, we should have dulled party lines and come together, just as we have always done, in the spirit of our debates, to move this country forward.
No, but be that as it may, you know, we have some APC lawmakers who have said that as long as the PDP is in control of the House, there will be no peace. Is the PDP in control of the House, first of all, and is this what is playing out? Absolutely not.
The PDP is not in control of the House. You look at the special committees, 90% of them, leaders, are from the APC. House Services is APC. You take ethics and privileges, rules and business, even media. I'm a deputy chairman. You know, so the engine room is all APC. So I do not see where PDP is in control of the House. It's absolutely wrong.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Befi, for joining us.
It's indeed a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. Now that's all from Abuja. Back to you, Lagos.
Thanks a lot, Linda. Now, the leadership of the People's Democratic Party has admitted that it made a mistake in not allowing a proper contest during the primaries that produced the former president, Goodluck Jonathan. The party also apologized to Nigerians for its mistakes during the 16 years it presided over governance in Nigeria. In a press conference today in Abuja, the party leadership also condemned what it called the selective anti-corruption war on the present administration. The PDP alleges a witch hunt of its members. Well, some civil society organizations have recommended a pay cut and a reduction in the number of committees at the National Assembly as a step towards reducing the cost of running government in Nigeria. Some representatives of the groups who made presentations at a roundtable meeting with the National Assembly Needs Assessment Committee in Abuja criticized the continued increase in funding of the National Assembly since 1999. The Speaker of the House of Representatives had in April set up a committee to assess the needs of the National Assembly with a view to assessing the budget for the lawmakers.
The essence of this meeting with members of the civil society organizations is to ascertain whether the National Assembly is well funded. The overall objective is to engage the lawmakers on the need to reduce or increase their budget for improved legislative process.
The leadership of the National Assembly decided to set up a needs assessment committee. One, to examine the reality on ground in terms of the extent of funding that a legislature receives. Two, to determine the extent of needs of the National Assembly and see how much of this funding covers those needs, or indeed if there are gaps.
While some of the discussants advocate a reduction in the funding for the National Assembly and the members of committees, others attributed the reasons for electoral violence to the huge budget.
So we are saying that there must be a link between your personnel
and their capital and the overheads, and we are suggesting to peg it at not more than 250% of the combined personnel and capital votes. And this takes cognizance of the budgeted sums for personnel and capital expenditure as percentage of overall last budget in the years 2009 and 2010 when last it was published. In the alternative, you should peg your budget at not more than 2% of retained revenue.
We are struggling for 18,000 naira per month, and the legislators are carrying over 25 million naira per month within their setting, which I already read the facts here. When you put together, there is no how you can have a peaceful coexistence with the people when such structural violence is actually instituted on the people. And that is also the reason for which you have our elections getting very violent, because it's a do or die issue.
Meanwhile, the clerk of the House of Representatives has attributed reasons for the criticisms to a lack of understanding about the work of the lawmakers.
I have personally discovered that there is a need, side by side with trying to, I don't know which one will come first, but I think there is a need for Nigerians and quite a lot of us to understand what actually is the nature of the work of the legislature.
The argument to cut down the budget of the National Assembly has been an ongoing debate, and it is one of the reasons for setting up the Need Assessment Committee 2 months ago by the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
The Nigerian Army has inaugurated a panel to investigate the alleged misconduct of some of its officers and men during the Ekiti and Osun 2015 general elections. Inaugurating the panel on behalf of the Chief of Army Staff, the General Officer commanding the 1 Mechanized Division, Major General Adeniyi Oyebade, said the Army is commencing the probe because it's concerned about the allegations against its officers and men. Major General Oyebade, who is also the president of the panel, asked members of the public, especially those who feel aggrieved, to come forward with proof. Now, don't look back on your campaign promises, and that seems to be the message from the wife of the president, Hajja Aisha Buhari, to the ruling All Progressives Congress. The wife of the president, today in a statement by her special assistant on media, Adebisi Olumide Ajayi, appeals to the party not to go back on their campaign promises of paying 5,000 naira to 25 million unemployed Nigerians and giving school children 1 free meal a day. The reminder from the wife of the president comes after senators from the party voted against the Senate, moving a motion calling on the presidency to pay the 5,000 naira allowance. Mrs. Buhari says the APC is a party of integrity and assures Nigerians that during the campaign it would pay 5,000 naira each and to 25 million most vulnerable citizens. She asked Nigerians to be patient with the APC government as the change they had been yearning for has come to stay. Now, when the news at 10 returns, Nigeria's inflation is forecast to reach 9.5% in October, and that's on business. Do stay with us.